What's good, Taurus? TT is here with a channel message for all of my Taurians within our collective. If you guys are new, welcome to our love nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. If you're returning, welcome back, you guys. Before we get started, just an update for any of you that have recently requested a reading with me, or you purchased a pre-recorded reading. Those are being worked on as we speak, so you should be receiving them on time. Okay, if you are interested in booking a personal reading for yourself, all of that information is down below in the description box, along with the links to join our membership on this channel. All right, let's get into this reading. Okay, bottom of the deck we have growing here. So there's a spiritual connection. It feels like a seed that has been planted for a long time now. Okay, this feels like a very empathic connection that you share or that someone else shares with you. I feel like there is a lot that the universe hasn't really told you about this connection. There's a lot of details that you aren't privy to yet. I feel as if there's a lot of unhealthy connections, soul ties, chaos energy that is being thrown at this connection. I heard something comes with the territory. So whether this is you or on your person's side, there's this energy of a union that is cultivating, but at the same time, that old narrative of, well, they got the drama on their side, I don't have the drama on my side, so they need to get their shit together, or they need to clean that mess up. That narrative is changing. In this season, what I'm seeing here is the World card. And even though the card isn't here, I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. So something comes with the territory. The world is going to always want to know what you have going on in your life. The world is going to always be kind of in your life some way, somehow, whether that's your purpose in life that puts you at the forefront, or your light in general, like the light that you possess, the aura that you possess is always going to attract chaos. It's always going to attract it, but it doesn't have to determine how you respond to it. So that narrative of pointing fingers at each other or the blame game is being changed, and this union is shifting into our love. We are handling it this way. We are approaching the energetic drama, chaos, communities, where it no longer affects the relationship that you have in the spiritual realm. It no longer affects the relationship bond that you guys will also have once made physical. If you are out of union, or if you're already in union, you're going to witness a shift in your relationship where your bond is so much stronger, it's unbreakable. And no matter what you hear out there in the world, no matter what they hear out there in the world, nothing can come between the two of you. And that's the growth and expansion that's heightening within these connections. All right, Spirit is revealing it to me as etheric cords. And these etheric cords are stronger together than they are divided and, pointing fingers at each other or blaming one another. It's a coating. So it's like there's your energy, their energy, and there's wiring, a coat. I don't know what they call it. You know how like a cord, right? From like a charger or something like that. It has protective material around the inside wiring in the middle. So that's how Spirit is showing it to me. This relationship is blessed, is covered, is protected. I'm seeing like a holy trinity. Okay. So I feel like your language is about to be changing. The way in which you describe your counterpart or your empathic connection with yours, with your, it feels like a spiritual connection that you share. You're going to start, even though it hasn't manifested yet, it's almost like you're already together. So the conversation of how you describe the relationship that you have with someone you haven't even met yet is also changing. It's like, we are together. We are doing this. We are working on this. You're going to just notice that you're saying we, but there's no one there yet. And for those of you that are in union, what's understood isn't going to have to be explained. Okay? Because I feel like there's always going to be people that are wondering how your relationships are going, if it's successful, if it's not successful, and things like that. So heavy relationships for the collective. But I feel like this intimate space that you share, something is blossoming and something is blooming. So Spirit wanted me to start with this oracle deck here. So I thought it was interesting that they kind of have me doing it differently. So we just gonna go with it. So we have sacred space. Yes. Okay, so this is where it all began. For those of you that are already together, when you reflect on the relationship, you're going to look back at old notes. You're going to look back at childhood memories, and you're going to remember or have like aha moments about how you prayed for someone like this. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look back and reflect on how you guys have so many similar childhood memories or so many similar childhood dreams and things like that. And it's going to open up to a whole nother level in your relationship, because you'll be able to see how your communication with this person was always there, whether you were aware of it or not. It's like that microphone, that spiritual microphone that we have with God. It's like God has passed the mic to your counterpart and has been allowing them along your journey to speak directly to you. And you guys have been speaking directly to each other in the subconscious realm, in the spiritual realm. And for those of you that are not in union, this is confirmation that you've been receiving, because meditation is when we receive answers, right? So when we pray, we're asking questions. When we meditate, we're receiving those answers and confirmations when we're being still. So in the stillness, whether you've been doing yoga, meditating a lot, whether you've been just doing working with colors, chakras, whatever you've been doing to have that sacred space for you and your counterpart, it's what's aligning the both of you together. It's what's helping you both conquer challenges outside of this relationship, and it's the star or the north node of where you know you're going despite where you are right now. I feel like many of your confirmations about this connection in particular is not going to come from the validation from your community or your outside world. You're going to have to know. You're just going to have to rely on your sense of knowing. Yeah, because we have synchronicity in reverse. So I feel as if this is faith. Moving with faith and not by sight. I also am picking up this energy of like laughter, playing. Something is transmuting negative energy into positive energy. And it's also the thing that's helping you both get out of your comfort zones. It's also helping the both of you focus on your life purpose. So you guys are assisting each other with embarking on your journey. I feel like it's like you've been talking to this person all along on this journey. You guys have been communicating. Yep. And it's about to come full circle. You know, this also reminds me of the World card, which is what I was saying. Something is completing, and you're going from having the star ahead of you to having it right in front of you. And then we have the sun and the moon, which is polar opposites. This is also there's some positive currency as well. So the steps that you've been guided to take as you have been closing doors and focusing on your intuition and really coming to terms with why things have happened, what it was meant to happen for, I feel as if you're about to be extremely grateful for the way in which you went about it. It's like the both of you chose to embark on this journey to help each other achieve a certain level of status, purpose, or abundance in life. This is also telling me that a lot of those days were not good days. But you guys both kept each other, focused on the silver lining here. It's like you guys were sharing energy with each other. To get back on the saddle, to get back up again, to give it a try again, even if you fell down. This is beautiful because for those of you that have like serious trust issues, this had to happen this way because on your journeys, you already knew it wasn't going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Both of you guys have these. You guys struggle with boundaries when it comes to people pleasing. You guys both, you're so abundant to the point where you don't really hold a grudge. You kind of let go of resentment very easily. You see things from a whole nother point of view than the rest of the world. You empathize with those that are unable to embrace releasing control issues because it's like you just know that they're not on that level yet. So your empathy has allowed many people to kind of walk over your boundaries and overlook you or push you to the side. So you've been learning, both of you have been learning in your own ways how to be okay with saying no. How to be okay with breaking up with people, how to be okay with releasing karma or karmic relationships, and staying high vibrational, okay? Because this is telling me with the clouds. You're walking through a door or a portal that you've imagined this. Something about you've dreamt of this, you imagined this life, things happening this way. So you've kind of already known when exactly something was going to manifest with your counterpart. But I feel like the loneliness of missing each other in the spiritual realm, the loneliness of being like forced to wait and things like that has kind of delayed or created some type of stagnancy. Because it's like, well, in the meantime, while I'm waiting, let me entertain certain people. Let me entertain certain connections. But even that isn't working any longer because I feel like you guys have contracted a lot of root chakra. Yeah, root chakra baggage. Let's call it baggage that you had to sort out, which was connected to like investments. It was connected to your stability, your finances, your root chakra. So I feel like to get back on your feet again, many of you have had to like close certain doors, go through periods of solitude so you can kind of purge out that emotion. So it's like you guys have been absorbing darkness from your environment and transmuting it into abundance, which is equivalent to turning lemons into lemonade. But I feel like the lemons that you guys have been experiencing has been contractual. I don't know. That's the vibe I pick up. Hold on. For my tarot cards. So So I feel like in this period of time, you're going to come off very boring to people. Because it's not going to take much to entertain you, or it's not going to take much here. I feel like it doesn't take much for you to have a good time. Like, you no longer need constant stimulation or constant drama to feel alive anymore. It's like you're really in this nesting energy of, it feels good now to have a calmer path. It feels good now to have a clear mind, without the addictions, without the coping mechanisms. There's something about just gratitude with how far that you've come in general. Like, I don't see you hustling and bustling and like killing yourself or stressing yourself out to achieve your goals. You're recognizing that as long as you feel good on the inside, you can keep your spirit and your soul is intact, and you can keep showing up for whatever it is that you're doing or will be doing. Okay, because you're going through a major transit. For some of you, this is a very prosperous season for you. Okay, you're finally getting a lot of recognition, and you need to be able to acquire those nuggets. You need to be able to acquire those gems. And you understand that it's not going to come into fruition without taking action. So you are being divinely guided to focus on your health, your spiritual, mental, and physical health, so you can continue performing. Your performance and how you show up for yourself is going to perfectly align you with this counterpart energy. You're not going to have to like hurry up and do it or feel that pull from your counterpart on your heartstring, where it's like, if you don't hurry up and come now, I'm leaving. You're no longer utilizing this fight or flight mode. You're no longer utilizing this, I'm going to pull on your energy out of desperation of being lonely. You guys have both elevated to a higher frequency. And so you understand that you and this person are directly correlated with each other. It's like you guys are coiled in something, in this energetic frequency together. So the universe is asking for the both of you to be responsible with what your intake is. Be conscious of what you consume from the world, whether that be through relationships with people, hanging out with people, watching social media, TikToking, whatever it is that you do. The universe is asking the both of you to realize what one person does is going to directly affect the other person, and vice versa. And that's because both your spiritual guides have kind of lifted this protective layer that was once separating the two of you from blending together or meshing together. And the reason why they remove that protective layer is because you have to start practicing, or you have to start learning how to do this now before you guys are physically near each other. Because the same thing what you do during practice, you're going to end up doing on stage. So in the spiritual realm, you guys have been practicing, right? And you're repeating the same practice simulation over and over and over again. So when you guys are in front of each other, your test is going to be very simple. Are you going to continue maintaining the practices that you developed in separation? Or are you going to revert to a codependent state of being? Clinginess, neediness, being laxed on your spiritual practice, becoming lazy again, slothing. Are you going to indulge and become a hindrance to each other? So I feel like there's a full year that I'm seeing here, like a full year, a full cycle. And that may not be what somebody wants to hear, but it's necessary. Because if you think about it, It takes about 90 days to break a habit, right? That's already what, 3 months? And so we have 6 months, and then we have another 6 months. So that's a full calendar year, right, on a solar level. But I feel like you're gonna be okay with it because you're gonna be more on the lunar calendar, or the lunar system. That's what I'm hearing. Like your focus is gonna go inward into like the lunar energy, and that's the darkness. So I really see you cleaning out your closet. You're really going to be, removing any stains in your perception. You're going to be removing any limited beliefs. You've already been doing that through purging. You've been casting away certain ideologies, philosophies, so you can, walk in the autonomy or authenticity of who you are. I'm seeing someone do a lot of thrifting, things that you've always wanted to do, but you didn't have time to do it. I see you doing that over the next year. I just see you going from visualizing it, receiving the downloads, and actually taking action that you're being guided to take. And it's going to reap you a reward every single time. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So you are in alignment with the fortune of your inheritance, your birth, all that great stuff. Any other messages from this? So let's talk about your mood for a second, because I'm seeing Spirit saying like some days is good, some days are bad. So let me use the example of washing dishes. I had to tell myself this like 4 or 5 years ago. I used to always hate washing dishes, and to avoid washing dishes, my mom would put me on kitchen duty. And I always felt like everyone always comes, because I had a big family. I have like 12 siblings, and everyone has like 2 to 3 kids each. Okay, so keep that in mind. My mom's house when I was growing up was, even for my older siblings, it's the place where everybody went to hang out, to eat, to parlay, all that great stuff. So the kitchen never shut down, right? It never shut down. So when it became my turn to grow up, I would call it, and take on household responsibilities and learn all the house skills that anybody could ever learn, I ran from it. I was like, nah, I'm not trying to be no housemaid. I am not trying to be the one taking care of everybody. I have dreams. I have ambitions. This ain't for me. Okay. So as a way to avoid washing dishes and constantly cleaning up after everybody, that would leave the mess, I asked to be on bathroom duty, right? It was an area that I could control. I could control making sure that the bathroom stayed clean. It became like my favorite place in the house was the bathroom. It smelled good. I made sure it looked good. And there was less people or less traffic in the bathroom. So I knew that consecutively, that's something that I can control. That's something that I can manage with my own personal schedule, right? So as I got older, and all of this is relevant, so stay with me. As I got older, I ran from the kitchen. I ran from the bathroom. I didn't want to be there at all. So when I became a mother, I struggled with performing at my optimal best when it came to maintaining the kitchen. I did it because I had to, right? 8 of Cups. I imagine I was anywhere else but the damn kitchen. And it wasn't fun for me. I didn't enjoy it. But in my development, I practiced not liking it. So when it came time for me to perform in my personal life as an adult, it reflected, okay, my poor approach to mastering skills. Skills of life is home economics, and skills of life are subjects that have been removed from education, but it's the one that humanity needs the most. How to perform the smaller task. We're so eager to jump out there and there's no parachute. So we struggle with being able to maintain the duality or the balance between our work life and our home life, which also sets us up to have poor relationships, because we are making ourselves do something versus it being a natural development. Okay. And it is a different feeling because it wasn't until 4 years ago where I decided that if I was going to be in the kitchen or if I was going to have to be washing dishes, right? Because I just couldn't get jiggy with the whole buying paper cups and paper plates all the damn time and wasting all that money. So I had two choices. And I waited to the last minute of my development to decide that for myself. But I was the only person keeping myself from being able to take on more projects and show up in other areas of my life because I was procrastinating with myself, which thus, anchored that limited belief of what I could and couldn't do, right? Because my conversation would be like, oh, I can't do it because I got dishes to do. Or I can't make time for my craft, or I can't make time for my other dreams and ambitions because I got to wash dishes. So now I'm blaming my relationship. I'm blaming my karmic. I'm blaming other things for the reasons why I am unable to show up for other areas of my life. Because I don't have a servant, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a maid. I don't have somebody, a nanny. I have to perform all roles. So at some point in my own meditation, and I asked God, like, why do I have to wash dishes? Why? Why do I have to sit here and do these dishes? Why can't I just have it already done? Why can't it just stay clean? I even went through the whole process of, looking at my children like, wash that right behind yourself. Leave nothing in the sink. And it was really because I didn't want to have to wash it. You see what I'm saying? So I was making provisions for my own laziness. I was making provisions for my stubbornness as a way of coping, right? That's how I was coping with it, was coming up with these bogus rules in order to sully my own stubborn behavior traits, right? Patterns. So, long story short, I started letting the dishes pack up real high. And I was like, okay, well, if my ex doesn't wash the dishes or somebody else don't wash it, it ain't getting washed. Because I felt like I was working super hard. I was working, 9 to 5. I'm taking care of the kids. And he's home. He should be able to do the dishes. So I had a very distorted perception around the reasons why we do certain things, and basing it off of, well, if I get a job, I'm not required to maintain this area of my life. And I'm going to place it in the hands of the person that I'm with to determine if it's going to get done. And I'm giving you testimony here so you can see in small ways how ignoring what you need to learn can restrict and delay you in all other areas of your life. What's my point? Okay, so yeah, I got a video sent to me. Actually, it showed up on my timeline, right? So it's 2020. Everyone's eating. They have nowhere else to go except be home and eat all day, right? So the dishes are piling up again, similar to my childhood. So now my inner child is triggered, right? Because I'm remembering how I was once again responsible for the dishes. I didn't want to do the dishes, and me and my ex-husband had an arrangement where we alternated or we took turns. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it's the God honest truth. The reasons why I was drawn to him in a relationship was because he cooked and cleaned. That was it for me. I didn't want to do those things. So from a standpoint of me seeing what I lack and me seeing what my weaknesses and seeing what his strengths were, it was something that I felt was an even exchange, right? So that's that Six of Pentacles energy. We created an energy exchange, but it wasn't for no other reason outside of believing that that was enough. Like that's enough to be in a relationship. That's enough to work something out together. Because I don't want to do those things. So his ability to do those things placed me in situations where that codependent tie of why we were getting together wouldn't stand the test of time. And it showed in areas when those towers came and hit me hard as fuck, okay? Yes, because at the end of the day, my reasons why I was doing something was to fulfill a void, to fulfill a deficit. So anytime I was moving towards relationship from a space of you fill this void that I have and it makes it all worthwhile, the sacrifices. That's not love. It's at a depletion already. And in taking accountability, you will be able to see that about yourself. If you can't see the flaws within yourselves, the voids within yourselves before you start asking for stuff, all you're going to do is repeat the same cycle, right? So the void began with me. So I had to learn how to fill my own void. And a part of doing that was the universe made my ex-spouse say to himself, start to emotionally feel, I don't want to do this for her anymore. I don't want to wash all the dishes. I don't want to do that. I want to go make my own money. I want to go and do these other things in my life. And because that was a big part of the reasons as to why we were together, due to children and amongst other things, it made it shined light on it. It magnified it, right? Because now we're both busy, we're equally tired, and we still have to show up for our relationship and for our children and for our responsibilities. So all the things that we didn't want to master, or all the skills we didn't want to learn when we were younger, that started to play out in our relationship, right? So in evaluating that relationship, I had to say, okay, I can no longer leave the dishes in the sink because I have an inner child issue of not liking to wash dishes. So the video that showed up on my timeline on YouTube back in 2020 was about washing dishes. I kid you not. This is how I knew that this was God responded to me after I was bitching and moaning and groaning about something that we all do. The tower came, right? And I don't know his name, but he's like an Indian guy. I think Sadat Guru or something like that. And he was talking about happiness and how women just want to be happy. They just want to, They just want to be happy. They'll do anything if they could just be happy. But happiness is something that they have to have for themselves, right? You can, he said it, one simple thing. You can wash dishes. Everyone has to wash dishes, right? So you can wash dishes and you can be mad about it, or you can wash dishes and you can choose to be happy about it. You could dance, you could sing, you could do anything. So it was a simple line that he said, but it triggered something for me, where it was a perspective that was never told to me. Like, no one told me that I could have fun doing something that felt so mundane, right? Because I didn't like doing the mundane things. So I tested the theory out, and I turned on music and I started singing, dancing, and I put myself in a position or a state of mind where every time I was about to wash dishes, I would speak over myself, and I would be like, I'm so happy to wash these dishes. And I was washing the dishes, and I would take attentive care, not just to wash them, but to dry them, to stack them, to put them away. Eventually, I got so damn good at washing dishes, time would fly, right? Not only would time fly, but I went from having a deficit of time to do other things to feeling like, oh shit, that was quick. Now I have a plethora of time. And I don't have that waning over my head. Like, I got something else to do that I'm avoiding. So in saying all of this, our perception shapes our reality. And the emotion that we put behind what makes us happy and what makes us unhappy has just as much ammunition and power as not doing nothing at all. Not doing nothing at all and remaining in a space of just, I know I need to do this. I keep getting the messages. I keep getting the confirmations, but I'm not taking the steps towards the activities necessary to retrain my mind, retrain my emotions to find fun and joy in doing these things. It will never happen. We will never get to a space of feeling whole. We will never get to a point of feeling as if anyone is ever capable of loving us if we aren't making it our own responsibility to develop or to put ourselves in a position where we're in a conscious state of, this makes me happy. And I want you to understand, it don't matter how old you are that you read this message. If you're able to comprehend what I'm saying, right? If you're able to use your own inductive reasonings and apply it into your life, then that's half the battle. What one person may get today may not be meant. This could come out now, and it's not meant to click for you until 10 years down the line. It's going to always be here. That's the reason why I'm channeling it. You understand? So I feel like we reap a greater harvest when we spend more time focusing on the way in which we tend to what we're doing right now. So, right, for example, I didn't start to realize the reward of how much more currency of time I had until I started to really make joy and fun out of scrubbing a cup and watching the bubbles. I had to become childlike. Those were the emotions that I needed to focus on maintaining, right? Even if you think about a diet, the more you think about the fact that this isn't fun, I don't like doing this, and you're pining over what you don't want to do, you're only going to reap a harvest. Go ahead, you guys, bathroom? No, she's not in here.
Here.
I don't know. Sorry, y'all. That's my son. Close the door. Thank you. You're only going to reap a harvest as big as your emotional investment. Okay? And that's why the Tower is here. Because Spirit is saying that your emotions are fickle. What's fickle is not the person or each other. Your emotions are fickle. Some days you want to do it, some days you don't. You need to be constantly stimulated in order to find happiness. So you're at a deficit. So in order to get you to a space where you can start seeing how it's all connected and how it's all tying right back to you and your feelings and how you perceive things. You know, the momentum will never gain, the connection will never manifest, and the only thing you'll be able to manifest is the equivalence of how much emotional dedication you applied in something. The most powerful currency is emotion. So if your emotions are fleeting, your emotions are fickle, the energy will read that. You see what I'm saying? Because we have gratitude of the Eight of Cups. This is self-sabotaging behavior, self-destructive behavior. I'll choose to be happy once I get something that I want. You're always going to meet a tower moment because the universe is saying you still need me to discipline you. You still need me to stay on top of you because you're still behaving like a child, right? I'm grateful to walk away. Well, that just means it wasn't meant for me. That just means I'm not meant to do it. No, the universe is saying I'm going to bring it right back to you because it's not that it's not meant for you. It's that you don't want to put forth the emotional effort, right, to find joy in whatever it is that you're doing. I don't care if it's tying your shoes or brushing your teeth. It's an emotional currency that renders you a positive or a negative or nothing at all, a void. All right, I hope that makes sense. All right, because I feel like there is something manifesting, but it's not going to be what you want, okay, until you are healed. And I feel like you want a connection where you both are in alignment with this. There's going to be periods of time where you guys can't be in union. And then there's going to be periods of time where you guys have to go your separate ways. Because the both of you need to be able to discern and decipher what those towers mean for you individually. So it's never personal to either one of you. Oh, that person left me, or oh, I don't talk to them as often, whatever. You're hardwired that way for a reason. And Spirit is trying to get you to understand before the connection comes in, you know, not to take a piss poor approach at something that you love, right? You wouldn't do that with any other thing that you love. So don't do it to each other. All right? Because this is telling me 8 of Cups here, the 2 of Cups here. That's your 10 of Cups. I'm going to be happy when I get that person. And I promise you, when this person comes in, if you play around with the emotional work that you need to do on these patterns and these tendencies and these sins that you haven't made virtuous yet within yourself, you're going to get the person, you're going to be so happy, and you're going to be fucking learning the hard way throughout it. Or you can take the time necessary, work on making yourself happy, and be surprised at what comes of it. You understand? Because I feel as if for some of you, the tower that is coming towards you is another karmic relationship. And you're going to be infatuated with it because it makes you feel good. But the moment that that person leaves your life, they take everything with them. The moment that those arguments happen or those differences happen, y'all take all that with you. Okay? I hope that helps, because I felt like damn, because this is saying that this is serious, because Spirit is saying that they'll bring you good candidates, but nobody is ever going to be good enough. If you're not happy within yourself, that's what they're pretty much saying. Because you're relying on that person to make you whole, that person to keep stimulating you. And for some of you, you won't even be able to recognize a good thing in front of you, right? Out of that self-sabotaging tendency. So it's like Spirit is trying to prepare you, but you stubborn. You know, we have Destiny in reverse. Let's get the cards. Financial constraints in reverse. And then we have Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Alright, so let me sit with this for a second, Taurus, because I really need to get the message and I need to be able to receive it. So I will be right back. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I had to really sit with this and really ask Spirit to clarify for me what I was missing from this spread, okay? And here's what I got. In observing my environment, I kept noticing that while I was telling the story or sharing my own personal testimony, my children kept needing to use the restroom. They kept needing to get back to the restroom. And my entire conversation that I was having with you guys was speaking about me enjoying being in a restroom. It was a sacred space for me, right? So utilizing my own personal experience, I feel like Spirit gave me a compacted message that I needed to decipher, okay, or decode, and in order to really deliver this to you. So relationships, let's talk about relationships. The relationship that we have with the bathroom is a relationship. The relationship we have with the kitchen is a relationship. The relationship that we have with humanity, people, inner circle, community, those are all relations, right? Money is also a relationship. Money is the type of relationship that provides stability. It provides security, access, status, power, acceptance, okay, in all areas of life. The relationship that you have with Spirit, the relationship that you have with your spiritual team, the 5D or the spiritual realm, also provides currency. All right. It provides safety, peace, knowing, foresight, harmony, reciprocity. It's the space where we go to really figure out what's missing, right? What's missing? Why aren't we happy? Why aren't we experiencing the life reality that we want to experience? So when these tower moments are generated by the universe, it's our epiphanies, it's our awareness, it's things that happen that needed to fall away anyway. So the tower here is telling me that our relationship that we have with money, our relationship that we have with Spirit, whether it be positive or negative, when it no longer serves our growth and expansion, the tower will come for different reasons. So this soulmate connection that is coming into fruition, there's two people here. There's two types. Let's call them personality types. The first personality type has a relationship with money. Okay. So their bills are paid. They're secure. They're able to purchase whatever they want to purchase. They're able to make decisions. They are confident in that relationship because it doesn't disappoint. And though there may be something missing as far as purpose or the why am I here? For that personality type, they are in pursuit of trying to get closer to the spiritual realm in order to determine what they're lacking, right? They may not be lacking the physical, tangible funds that opens doors, that also makes them feel alive and whole. They're lacking a partnership. They're lacking a sacred relationship that will allow them to embark on their journey through more than just their own perspective. Okay. So this is someone that doesn't really spend a lot of time mingling with a lot of people on a personal level. This is someone that they spend a lot of time alone. They got their finances in order. They have a great relationship with money. Okay. It's a currency. So their pursuit of, okay, well, why am I here? What's my destiny? And asking those questions, it's by design. Okay, here, it's by design that those emotions are coming to the forefront, because the journey of just being able to buy anything that they want or purchase whatever they want and just have status and power is no longer feeding their soul. It's no longer feeding their happiness. So their destiny is being activated. Okay. And it wasn't before. So a lot of that may mean that they would have to sacrifice more leisure time, right? And have a deficit, right, at being able to take on overtime for work or being able to take on extra gigs for work, because they're making time. They're rearranging time to show up for a relationship. This person is considering whether that's a smart thing to do or not right now, based off of maintaining their physical lifestyle. All right. That's the Tower for this personality trait. The judgment call is saying that the universe has revealed to this person that it's time for them to embark on their destiny. It's also saying that the universe has revealed to this person that the restraints that you feel with your relationship with money and why you're feeling like it's not fulfilling you anymore is because it's saying it's no longer serving your soul's destiny, is no longer serving your overall purpose of what you came to accomplish at the end of your journey here on earth, right? So the guidance that this person is receiving is calling them, but this person is unsure if they should answer the call, because that personality type feels as if they are lacking the spiritual background, right? Maybe they haven't been very religious, or they haven't been very spiritual. They don't really know how to begin. It's foreign to them. Okay. Yes, they may have always had a great relationship, but there's something missing and they can't quite put their finger on it. The guidance that they're being asked to trust is that, yes, you may be taking time on vacation. Yes, you may be picking up less hours at work. And yes, you may spend less money on going out or doing things just solely for yourself. But if you trust me with this Tower and you let that worry go, I will deliver or bring in exactly what you're missing and what you need to fulfill your destiny and your purpose on this earth. Now, not being able to maintain that type of status, that power, that stability, brings up a fear, a void of fear, right? And often fear is louder than love. Fear is louder than progress or any other frequency. Fear can sometimes move people to make certain decisions quicker than the promise of love, right? Especially when you've had experiences that have physically validated for you that people treat you a certain type of way if you don't have money. People walk out of your life if you don't have a certain type of status, or you don't have a certain type of relationship with money. So this person has placed a lot of value on their relationship with finances and money and so forth. Now, the second person in this soulmate union, okay, you could take it how it resonates if you're on one side or the other. I'm just going to give you state the energy, okay? The other person in this union has a great relationship with spirit. Okay, they have a very sacred relationship with spirit, and it has provided the second person safety, peace, harmony, foresight, knowing, reciprocity, and destiny as well, or the feeling that they are moving towards a healthy relationship. But the relationship that this person has with spirit is no longer serving them the same way. So being in isolation or hermit mode for extenuous period of time is no longer serving that person in conjunction with their destiny. So they may be experiencing, feeling like they're tired of just meditating all day, or they're tired of being alone. The tower is going to show up for them like, my lifestyle is stable, but I just feel like blah, I just feel like, is it a person that I need to walk away from? Is it, do I need to work harder? Do I need to work on my finances? What is it that I need? It's kind of pulling them back into the material because they've been so far in the spiritual. That's the best way I could describe it. So the challenges that person, that the tower is bringing for that personality or that person is, I feel lonely. I feel alone. And yes, I have my guides, I have my angels, I have God, but I am ready I do want love. I do want companionship. And I want to know what that looks like. Those thoughts are coming up for a reason, because the universe is reminding this person that I didn't design even the journey for you, or you didn't design it for yourself, for you to be forever alone and not mingling with other people in the realm of relations. Okay, so when when you guys were guided to each other, or you're being guided to each other, you both are it's going to feel like opposites are coming together. It's going to feel like opposites are attracting. However, the comforts of your strongest relationship with money, that's going to be triggered. The comforts of your strongest relationship with spirit, that's going to be triggered. You're going to find yourself going back and forth with spirit so much, like, what does this mean? I don't understand. Da, 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 da. And it's because it's meant to trigger you. It's meant to trigger your insecurities of not feeling worthy. Because I feel like with this connection, when it comes together, if it hasn't already, one person is going to feel like, man, I don't deserve this, because the spiritual person is going to feel like, I don't know if I deserve this because I don't make as much money as that person, or I don't know if I deserve this because all I have is my spiritual relationship. All I have is my foresight. All I have is my knowing. All I have is being able to provide, the relationship I've been mastering, peace, harmony, love, and whatever else. The other person is going to feel triggered because they're going to wonder if they're good enough, because they're not as spiritual as the other person, or they haven't been on their journey long enough to really feel like they are qualified to be in a relationship with someone that is that spiritual, or someone that is that devoted. They don't know what that feels like. So it's like uncomfortable. So both of you will feel triggered about whether or not you're worthy for each other, whether or not you're enough for each other. Because I feel like somewhere along the journey there was some limited beliefs that you both once had about jumping through certain hurdles along your journeys to qualify you as accepted. All this is about is feeling accepted in relationships, feeling worthy in relationships, feeling worthy for what you're looking for. Because I feel like both of you are looking for a relationship that's whole, a relationship that's peaceful, a relationship that's positive. And it's like it's right in front of your eyes. But if you're unable to see that your differences is what qualifies you, then your insecurities will speak over your knowing. It will speak over the confirmations that the universe is giving to you. And you will self-sabotage a good thing. You will create strife, or you will talk yourself out of a blessing if you allow yourself to let your comforts keep you from this next chapter in your life, this new phase in your life. And I feel like the reason why Spirit is even bringing the two of you together is because you both equally have the same thing, but this is the opportunity for both of you to recognize that you already possess equal currency. Your relationship with money is your qualification. Your relationship with your spirit is your qualification. Y'all possess equal currency. It's like if you go over to another country and you exchange American dollars for euros. It's equal currency. It's just calculated differently in different countries. You know what I'm saying? The same concept applies when it comes to this relationship. But if you haven't developed the perspective, you won't be able to see that it's for you, neither one of you. So I hope that resonates for whoever it's meant to resonate with. This whole entire reading is about relationships and the way in which we perceive currency. So, Spirit, let's get the closing message. Whew, I feel like I really struggled with this one. God damn. Spirit, what's your closing message? Okay, they want me to use a different deck. The Revealer of Truth came out. I'll read it. It says, don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Let's get some angel cards. For those of you that are in that relationship with money, let's get you some reassurance. Because I feel like you want to know, like, is there like an insurance policy that comes with my time and my love being invested in this area? You know, can I put this on can I cash out if it's a waste of my time? Let's get you a message, and it says, take a divinely guided chance. Wow. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk. You are ready to follow your divine guidance and to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. And if you look in this card, there are two people. Wow. That is deep. Bottom of the deck, we have what says exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. The key to manifesting quickly is to have very high energy levels. And the easiest way to increase them is through physical exercise. Choose a fun and meaningful activity so that you'll look forward to exercising, and it becomes its own reward. All right. So for my spiritual personalities that are struggling with this transition or this tower, what message do you have for them? We have animal bound. Stand up for all animals. So for those that are, I feel like you're going into a phase of your life, because I saw Pocahontas, right? And if you've ever watched part 2 of Pocahontas, she came over across waters to stand up for her way of life, right? To stand up for her people. That's the moral of the story, is that she wanted to show them the true colors of the spirits that she walked with, right? You have all these animal spirits here. And she, in a way, was taking a stance to stand up for that. And that she's not a savage, and that she's not crazy, and that she's not an illusion, which is at the bottom of the deck. And it says, embrace the truth. So I feel like if you look here, this is the first thing that I thought of. Here you have someone kind of like flying with the birds, staying high above the drama, really coasting clear. The coast is clear. It's just you and your spirit, right? Here it says, embrace the truth. She's put on this gown, and she has her hair folded up, and she is kind of carrying her spirit with her, but she has kind of like, she's wearing all the colors of her spirit on her dress. So symbolically, she's in a space where people are looking at her, they're holding up their lights to her, and they're looking at her from a stance of, who are you? How did you get here? And she's expressing her truth, even though she's reflecting on something. Let me see. So I feel like this is saying, like, you're going to be outside of your comfort zone, not because you're not who you are, but your calling, a part of your destiny, is to go into spaces, or you're being called to come out, all right, and be a reflection of your truth. Wear it the way you see fit, and give them something to see. Your truth, your authenticity, your autonomy is how you move with your spirit. It's something where you take with you. You are not alone. Your guardian angel, you take that with you. You know what I'm saying? Your umbrella is something that the spirit is moving. The spirit is not just in one altar or one location. It's moving. It's in everything. It's in the air you breathe. So I feel like that's kind of what you're being guided to do as well, is go through this metamorphosis. For some of you, you're going through a physical body metamorphosis. For others of you, what you like to wear, how you wear your hair, is going through a metamorphosis. Some of you are going back into certain industries, and you don't want to lose your spirit as you go into these spaces or into these environments with people. And this is just confirmation for those of you that are going back into the secular world, that you can never lose your spirit. No matter what you put on, think of it like wearing your spirit with you, right? And they kind of want you to liberate yourself from this physical expectation that spirituality and your relationship with God has to look a certain way, because that in itself is an illusion. And, whether it's the most well-dressed person or the most homeless person, spirit isn't a reflection of perfection. It's a reflection of just who you are. So I know I said a mouthful, but I felt like it was necessary. I love you guys. I hope it resonates. I gotta go. I gotta go for a walk. I'll see you next time, Taurus. Bye.